All right, we're gonna do the Perrin Technique on a horse. We've already started on Sparkles and she's loving it. I would say the goal of this every night is to bond with your horse, but also to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system and downregulate the fight and flight, which is working. So the key with this is less is more. And Sparkles tends to be a horse that's very amped a lot. And so to bring her down, we've been doing this about a week and we've gotten to the point where she is starting to love it. So be patient with your horse and let me bring you through the routine. So the first thing is, if your horse is fighting you, just move on, and just probably the next time or in a week or so, you'll be able to get a little bit more. So just scale back a little bit. We're gonna start with the nasal hold. My horses don't love to start with this, but if you can start with it, that would be great. All you're gonna do is where her eyes are, we're just gonna go right above halter, and I'm just gonna cut my hands around her nose bone, and all I'm doing is a gentle traction down and even a tiny bit lift up. So these horses with their tie downs and their halters and they're pulling back, there's a lot of compression that happens on the nasal bone, which is going to cause a lack of drainage in the skull. So you can hold this as long as your horse allows you to. When I was doing this, it was taking me 5 seconds and I'd have to move on. So we're starting with the nasal hold. Second thing is, I'm finding the brush is working really a lot better for horses that don't love being pet with the hands, but they know what the brush is. We're just going to start between the ears and just lightly brush all the way down the nose. You're gonna get 5 to 20 slow brushes. So that's your first brush. Your second one is going to be at the poll and down the jaw. So I do go a little over the eyes, make sure you don't poke them in the eye. For those that allow the ears, I'll go over the ears, and we're gonna get 5 to 20 at not a super fast pace. You could even go a little slower than this, depending on your horse. We're gonna get the other side, so we're starting at the poll and just going down. And just think, I'm trying to stimulate relaxation and drainage. So get 5 to 20 of those. And then the last brush is gonna be at the pole and just down a couple inches behind the halter. 5 to 20. Nice, sweet girl. Just like that. All right. All right, and then we're gonna move to the bodywork section, brushing the neck. So we're gonna go to the jaw line. Make sure you start right underneath the jaw. And we're going to end where the chest, where the pec muscles are, this little area here. We're just gonna pull right down in this area. So right there. So we're just draining everything that we loosened up in the head down to the chest. So I'm gonna take my brush, if that works better for you. Hands are fine for all of this. And I'm just bringing it down nice and slow. 5 to 20 of these. We're just draining. Now, I do go a little bit up into the neck if you want to, but just make sure you're ending at the drain site. Don't go any further. 5 to 20. I'm gonna get the other side. 5 to 20 on the neck, ending at that drainage point. And then the next one is we're gonna get the pecs or the chest. So I am starting about right here, right behind where the girth goes. And I'm just going to pull lightly up to that spot right above the pecs. So how this will look, the way I like to do it, is I'm putting one hand here and I'm just, that's okay, girlfriend, lightly coming up, and it's very light. I think a lot of horses are sensitive when we're going this light. We are going against the hair, so if they're tender at all, they might not like it. So just adjust your pressure And listen to your horse. So I'm gonna come up and just end right there. And I'm going very, very light. And I'm ending right there. You're gonna get 5 to 20. I'm hitting a couple different lanes through the chest. And remember, you're trying to stimulate a relaxation response, not a stress response. So if your horse tries to bite you or get away, just move on. I'm gonna get the other side. I'm also getting along the breastbone a little bit. I'm just pulling everything from the thoracic cavity to that drainage point. Then I'm gonna go back to the neck. I'm gonna get 5 to 20. Sparkles does tend to like the brush better. So we're gonna get that, 5 to 20. Yes, girl. And she moves a little, that's okay. Good. Now we're gonna get the back. So we're gonna find the last rib, make our way up. Put your head up, sweet girl. And we're gonna go a couple of inches off of the spine and just lightly rub the back up to about here. So you've got your point of the shoulder, you're gonna end right about here. Imagine getting a back rub before bed. This is what you're doing. This is gonna soften the muscles of the back, and this is gonna help with that main lymph drainage system. You're gonna get 5 to 20 of those on both sides. Other side. So I'm just lightly, and if she moves, I let her move. It's okay, sweet girl. Good. Get our head up. Good girl. And we're coming up. So you're gonna get 5 to 20. You're gonna get the neck again. I usually get about 5 in between. And then your last one is I'm gonna go under her neck, and the crease in front of her shoulder right here. I'm just gonna go in that crease super lightly and just push up, and I come back down. And we're gonna push up. I'm going really lightly. This is tight on a lot of horses, and I'm just stimulating flow. 5 to 20. And you can end with the neck. And then if you want to add an advanced movement, my sweet girl, that not every horse loves, so just listen to your horse. You're gonna go right behind the pole, and I'm just cupping the pole between the base of my thumb and my middle finger, and I'm just touching there, imagining the pole opening up from that first vertebrae. Super light pressure. And I'll hold that for 30 seconds to a minute, and then you're all done.